man. Today I'm coming at you with another reaction video. Today I reacted to the NBA is rigged, bro. I'm telling you, I don't believe in that. I don't, but I was praying that it was this playoffs, man. Oh my goodness, bro. It's like the Nuggets. I was really hoping that the NBA was just gonna let LeBron win something, but they didn't. That's how I know the NBA is not rigged, because why wouldn't they let LeBron win after he just won the scoring title? That would have been the greatest story of all time. Just won the scoring title, came back from 210. Bro, that would have been the greatest story time of all time. Like I saw something when they said it's a magnet in the ball, bro. If it was a magnet in the ball, the Nuggets had it. This man Jokic was just throwing up shots. We were 4-0-4, bro. Oh my, NBA can't be rigged, but never know. Might change my mind, man. I want to see what he's talking about, man. If you new, I'm getting a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below who y'all think gonna win this finals. I'm not even watching it, to be honest. But I want the Heat to win so bad. I don't really care who win, but I really want Jimmy Butler. I don't care, because Jokic deserve it. Jimmy Butler deserve it. This is a little good series, but man, I'm ready to get into this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what you want me to react to next. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at tb.dog. And let's get into it. The finals is really just a matchup between everybody. Basketball will go to the moon. Bro, that man, he a bucket though, bro. He a bucket. He a bucket, bro. If the Nuggets win the NBA, if the Nuggets win the 2023 NBA championship, they will have beaten 3 playing teams. No. It's not. No, see, I don't like people like this. It's not their fault that they what? How can you discredit them? Bro, what the? But no, it's not. It's not their fault that the West sucked and that the East sucked. Boston should have paid, but no. If they win this ring, it's a good first ring. Stop it.
The good old hot take. The necessary evil of the sports world. Through the good ones, the bad ones, and the downright atrocious ones. We want
just tell me. Nigga, that's disrespectful. I've never seen a man carry a team like this in NBA Finals. Yeah,
once again find ourselves racking our brains trying to figure out how some people come up with this nonsense. But today, I've done the brain racking for you and found some of the hottest NBA takes on the internet. NBA Finals Edition. So buckle up. This may be a bumpy ride.
I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know who should be the favorite.
Today's video is sponsored by Liquid IV.
So good. No disrespect.
1 year of free Liquid IV hydration multipliers. Take a look at some hot takes. Per usual, I immediately regretted this decision, but it had to be done. So let's jump right in. Now, our first take has been around for decades, and regardless of how insane it is, fans continue to say that the NBA is rigged and scripted. And to that I say, what? First of all, reality is stranger than fiction. The best way to create incredible, captivating moments in sports would be to not script them. You think some dude rigged Kevin Durant eviscerating his calf in front of tens of millions of people? Or what about the Nuggets?
It was crazy when y'all was cheering when that man got hurt, and then y'all wanted to switch up. Nah, that was
just sweeping the Lakers. Wouldn't it make infinitely more sense to allow most series to go into 6 or 7 games for more revenue? We had a very real chance at a Celtics-Lakers finals this season. In what universe do the script writers not choose that outcome? I wonder what Chris Paul thought when he got the script and saw that Luka Doncic was gonna walk him like a dog on his way to his 8th.
Did y'all hear that Chris Paul just got waived, bro? Like, bro, we are really growing up, bro. Chris Paul was like that on the Clippers and the Hornets, and he's gonna be gone. Like, nobody probably finna pick this man, bro. That's crazy.
87th second round exit. If the NBA was truly rigged, why?
If the Lakers pick a bad guard, I promise you, bro. Y'all better do whatever y'all can to get Kyrie.
Okay, let me show you how to remix any song in minutes. Let's start by dragging a vocal into our DAW.
Why on earth would the most lucrative franchise in the league have virtually no success over the last 20 years? Oh, your team is one of the 29 teams that didn't win a championship this season? It couldn't be that they just weren't good enough. It's because the basketball overlords didn't have it in the script. The biggest suspicion comes from the way refs officiate the games, handing out more fouls to one team than another, making odd calls during crucial points in the game. And believe me, brothers, I'm right there with you. If I had $1 for every suspect call I saw in an NBA game, I'd have enough money to start my own franchise. It's just the nature of sports. Sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. Just the nature of sports. Sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. As much as we would like for refs to be mindless robots who get every call correct, they're human, just like us, and they make mistakes. This guy says
you can't feel bad for these people, bro, because bro, this is your job. How many times are you going to mess up? These refs
NBA is colluding to get the Lakers into the playoffs. Well, then I guess the NBA also colluded to get them swept in the conference finals. I know it's tough to watch your team lose, but of all the excuses we can make as fans, can we please stop resorting to this one? This is a bad take. Now, this next take comes from my man Bill Simmons, who had this to say about this year's Nuggets team.
This Nuggets team is the best team I've seen in person in 5 years, since the 2018 Warriors. Not just better, but really probably beats anybody the last 4 years.
Now, the 2018 Warriors with Kevin Durant. This nigga tripping.
When I first heard this, I thought that can't be true. But it actually might be. Of course, there's no way to know for sure, but going back through the last 8 teams to make the NBA Finals, the 2023 Nuggets do look like possibly the best team. Now, this is all just an opinion, but I think this year's Nuggets team would have beaten the 2022 Celtics and Warriors. They would have beaten the 2021 Suns and the 2020 Heat, and they would have probably taken down the 2019 Raptors. The 2 teams that I think are debatable are the 2020 Lakers and the 2021 Bucks. But if we look at some postseason metrics from these teams, the Nuggets are on pace to being the best team since the 2019 Warriors. In the moment, it may not feel like it, but this Nuggets team is incredible. They beat a loaded Suns team that had the most lethal 2-man offensive game in the NBA. They swept a Lakers team that beat the defending champs, and they've done it all in historic fashion. The 2023 Nuggets may just be the best team since the 2019 Warriors. The eye test backs this up, and the stats do as well. Now, this next take comes from a fan who says that if the Heat become the first team to win a championship as an 8 seed, it automatically becomes the greatest playoff run in NBA history. Well, let's look at some of the greatest, or rather improbable, playoff runs throughout the league's history. The 2011 Mavericks are considered by many to have the greatest playoff run of any team. As a 3 seed, the Mavs beat a 48-win Blazers team. They beat the reigning champions in the Lakers and Kobe Bryant. They beat a young 55-win Thunder team, but most importantly, they beat the Miami Heat and their Big Three in 6 games. A series in which everyone and their mother thought Miami was going to win. But one of the most overlooked runs was back in 1995 when the Houston Rockets won an NBA championship as a 6 seed, currently the lowest seed to ever win a title. If some of y'all aren't familiar with this playoff run, it's almost hard to believe what this team pulled off. Because on their way to a championship that postseason, Houston beat a 60-win Jazz team with Malone and Stockton, a 59-win Suns team with 2 All-Stars in Charles Barkley and Dan Marley, a 62-win Spurs team featuring the league MVP in David Robinson, and a 57-win Magic team with Shaq and Penny. A few years ago, I made a video on the most difficult championships ever won, and the Rockets title in 1995 was ranked number 1. In fact, if we add up the total amount of regular season wins from all the teams the Rockets beat that postseason, we get a whopping 238 wins. Compare that with the 2011 Mavericks and this year's Heat, as well as some other metrics, and it's clear that the Rockets had a much more difficult path to a championship. But the 95 Rockets did have a solid squad surrounding Hakeem, with players like Clyde Drexler, Vernon Maxwell, Kenny Smith, Sam Cassell. This was a good team, The 2023 Heat, however, have absolutely no business even being in the finals. It's literally Jimmy, Bam, and the undraftables. Even the Mavericks in 2011 are a criminally underrated team. They were the 3 seed going into the playoffs with 57 wins. They had an awesome core of players, and they were easily one of the best teams in the league that season. They just had to make it past the heavy favorite to win it all. This year's Heat team was never favored in the postseason. From the very first series, they were expected to get sent home, and 2 of their core players have virtually sat the entire playoffs. So between the 1995 Rockets and the 2023 Heat, it's close. The Rockets had a more difficult path, but the Heat were expected to have absolutely no chance at all. You could make a great argument that if the Heat win a championship this year, it would be the greatest playoff run in NBA history. And so this is a good take. And our last take comes from the legend himself, Mike Breen. During Game 1 of the NBA Finals, Breen had a take about Nikola Jokic that some people didn't really appreciate. And one of those people was in the booth with him.
You marvel at his complete game. He passes like magic. He rebounds like Moses. Shoots like Dirk. Rebounds like Moses.
Whoa. Nah, he do not shoot like no Dirk. Like, come on. No. Passing like Magic, that's a scratch, but he can pass. Good. This make it, that's probably not even that bad. But, bro, shooting like Dirk, who else he said?
He rebounds like Moses.
No.
Shoots like Dirk.
No.
Rebounds like Moses? Are you
Moses Malone.
I know. You want to check yourself?
Now, Mike Breen has watched a lot of basketball. He knows the game, and as much as this take seems like a reach, is it really? Breen says that Jokic shoots like Dirk, which is about the highest praise a big man can get, and the numbers support this. Well, kind of. On short jumpers, Jokic is historically efficient. Both Dirk and Jokic are equally as deadly with their long jumpers, and Dirk is a noticeably better three-point shooter. But there's context missing here, because Nikola Jokic only shoots 39% of his shots from outside 10 feet, whereas Dirk shot a whopping 77% of his shots from outside 10 feet. As efficient as the Joker is, Dirk is the gold standard for a shooting big. Breen also said Jokic passes the ball like magic. And sure, Jokic isn't the engine to the most exciting show in all of basketball, but in terms of moving the rock and getting open looks for his teammates, Jokic does pass like magic. In my opinion, Magic Johnson is still the greatest passer the game has ever seen. Jokic isn't quite that. But if you were to give your top 5 passers in NBA history, who would be on your list? Magic, Steve Nash, LeBron James, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd. Maybe you got John Stockton, Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas. But Nikola Jokic is undoubtedly in this discussion. And the last comparison that Breen gave was that Jokic rebounds like Moses Malone. And
the NBA might be rigged. Why that shot clock?
Isaiah Thomas. But Nikola Jokic is undoubtedly in this discussion. And the last comparison that Breen gave was that Jokic rebounds like Moses Malone. And this is where Mark Jackson really lost it, as if the statement was a massive reach. Because it kind of is. Moses Malone was a 6-time rebounding champion, arguably the greatest rebounder of all time. Moses had an 8-year stretch where he averaged 15 rebounds a game. Jokic can rebound with the best in the league, but he's not quite the board-grabbing machine that Moses was. So, in Breen's defense, Jokic can almost pass like magic, he's nearly the shooter Dirk was, and he's not quite the rebounder Moses Malone was. So, although it's a bit of a stretch, I do like this take. But unfortunately, that's all the racking my brain can handle in one sitting. But y'all know the drill. Leave a comment with your hot take, and as usual, the hotter, the better. Or worse. Hope you all—
Hey man, look bro, I'm telling you bro, I don't know. NBA rigged or not, bro, they making money. It don't really matter. Y'all the ones that's betting on it. But man, good video. I don't know who I got. I really want Jimmy Butler to win a ring, but if Jokic win, just as good. Don't really care. It's not LeBron. But man, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what you want me to react to next. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at tv.doug. Yeah man, I'm out.